Hey, good morning. This is Pastor Jerry Van Ronk bringing you another slice of toast from the bread of life. Listen, I know that sometimes we eat those big meals and we get fat and sassy and we tend to overdo and overindulge. But I'd like to share with you the story of the widow woman of Zarephath. You see, Elijah had prophesied to Ahab, gone in and told him that God was going to create a drought for 3.5 years to show him that worshiping false devils and false worship wasn't right. And Elijah fled, and as he was fleeing, God spoke to him and said, "Get up." Perhaps you remember he was under a tree and he was wanting to die. And God told him, he said, "Now get up. I have prepared a woman in Zarephath. I have commanded a widow there to sustain thee." And so in verse 10 of chapter 17, it says, "So he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there, gathering of sticks, and he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. And she was going to fetch it. He called to her, Hey, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in your hand. She said, As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I'm gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. And Elijah said, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me therefore a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. For thus saith the Lord, The barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, and the day of the Lord sendeth rain until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and he and her house did eat many days. And the barrel of meal wasted not, neither cruse of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord which he spoke by Elijah. Hey, I'm telling you today that you need to get a hold of God. We're worried about giving a few pennies. We're worried about giving to God. We think we're not going to have enough. I know it's hard times for most of you. That's hard times for us. Things are going up and more expensive, and the cost of everything's so overwhelming. What used to cost a nickel now only costs you $1. And it doesn't seem like there's enough. But I want to tell you that God is the God that provideth. He owns a cattle on a 1,000 hills, the psalmist tells us, and he's able to provide for you. But it requires something of you. You know, so often we fail to listen to those words. It says, What, O Lord, dost thou require of me? Well, I want to tell you that he requires that you trust him, that you give. I know churches are hurting financially, people are hurting financially, but I have found that no matter what you do, you can't outgive God. I challenge you this week, or this day, give what you got. Empty your pocket and trust God and see if he won't give it back. Press down, spread out without measure. It's the only challenge God gave us out of Malachi, to see if he's not God and not true to his word. You need some joy, and your joy is not in your pocketbook. Your joy is in what God does for you. Hey, just a little toast from the bread of life. May God bless you, and may you have a great weekend. Thank you for joining me. Bless you.